Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Let's do this. I guess that streak is because of the stream yesterday. We're gonna random and we're gonna get Cain. I want to talk to you a little bit today about some binding of... Ooh, that's Curse of the Labyrinth. Could be good, could be terrible. I want to talk to you today about some interesting stuff as we look at our seed. GAZM CBP0. There was a Binding of Isaac Rebirth survey over at the subreddit, and I apologize, I don't remember who did the survey, or I would give them credit, but, oh my god, why are we... I feel really fast as Cain. Does Cain start with, like, a speed? It's so ridiculous to me that I still don't, like, have a feel for what all the characters feel like after all this time. Not only in Rebirth, but in Vanilla as well. But it's okay. Oh, let's come back for this. Anyway, let's talk about the survey results. Particularly, you know, there was stuff like, what's your most favorite item in the Binding of Isaac Rebirth? And apparently 80% of people said, one of Brimstone, Mom's Knife, Dark Bum, or Godhead, basically. I think those were the ones that showed up a lot. I can understand that. That's reasonable. There was questions like, you know, how do you feel about Rebirth compared to Vanilla Isaac? And, you know, not much of a surprise. Ooh, I love Taurus. Even though it's a speed downgrade. Makes us look pretty badass as well. We got, like, some iron bullshit going on here. Or should I say Earn Bull? Anyway, there's a throwback to the stream from last week. I forgot what I was gonna say. But, oh, yeah, most people feel very positive about Rebirth relative to Vanilla in almost all categories. But there was a very contentious moment that I would like to point out, or a contentious series of results. Who do you think is the most annoying boss? As you might expect, the adversary ranked very high. I don't think the adversary is actually that annoying in its boss room, but yeah, Judas' Shadow is fine as well. At least early on, you never know what's going to happen to us, so... the adversary is annoying in non-boss rooms, like, probably the most annoying enemy in the game. Like, some of the hardest rooms in the game are definitely those double and even triple adversary rooms, but, we have spikes coming for us? No. Oh my god, that, if we could just get the ability to fly, or like, a Hanged Man card. I would kill for a Hanged Man card. Didn't even see this Tinted Rock. Adversary ranked pretty high. That's very good. The Haunt ranked pretty high, which I think is fair. I think the Haunt gets, like, a little bit too much credit for being a great boss. You know, it's difficult. It's the most difficult boss relative to its spot in the game, I think. But it's not that bad once you actually just, you know, take the opportunity to learn how to approach it properly. But what really burned me up... Oh, just ignore that for a second. What really burned me up was that some people had the audacity to vote Dingle as the hardest boss in the game, which blows my mind. Let me, you know, I'm not going to go down the Dingle... Ooh. I'm not going to go down the Dingle. I'm not going to go down the Dingle Gurglings track, because I've been there many times. But a vote for Dingle is basically saying, like... Let's assume that all these people, at the very least, have seen all the bosses that the game has to offer, except maybe, like, the super late game ones, or the weird ones, like the Angels in the Angel Room. But anyway, Angels in the Angel Room, also, by the way, the best sequel to Angels in the Outfield. Out of, there's like Angels in the Infield, I think, that came out? I can't remember, it doesn't matter. I should really fact-check this stuff before I start talking, but that would kind of undermine the, you know, spontaneous nature of this bullshit that I talk about that comes out of my mouth on a regular basis. We are going to get a deal with the devil here, by the way. Let me see what we got. Pageant Boy, if we get a dime or a nickel, might actually allow us to enter into our shop. Still would probably like to buy a Spirit Heart there. You know what? I'm gonna kill myself, come back as Judas with Judas' Shadow, and have Brimstone. Which I think is a very, very shrewd decision here. Our damage is gonna be crazy. Now, our speed is god-awful. Absolutely horrible, but this is still okay, I think, because our damage is gonna be through the roof. Any speed upgrade that we can get in the future would be awesome, though. In the meantime, not really interested in Converter, and you know what? They do not have a Spirit Heart for sale in there, unfortunately. So we're going to do some more exploration, but for now. What the heck was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So a vote for Dingle is basically a vote that says not only is Dingle the most annoying boss in the game, but specifically, just to narrow it down to a more manageable size, that means you think Dingle is the most annoying boss on the basement/cellar floors. I can get how you could vote Dingle over Gurglings, even though I disagree, and I think the people who do vote Dingle over Gurglings, you know, they got some splaining to do. But how can you vote Gurglings, or sorry, how can you vote Dingle over the Haunt? Allow me to present my case to you here. First off, Just want to see if maybe we can find the secret room here. First off, let's compare the Haunt to Dingle. Dingle has a charge that runs at you 3 times, and then he gets to a refractory period. The Haunt has 3 annoying, like, Gurglings-esque ghosts that run at you. Wonder if we can actually buy our Steam sale. I don't think we will be able to. But it gives it 3 ghosts that charge at you, like Gurglings. I think that's like 80% of the Gurglings fight, basically, is the 3 Haunt ghosts, if that makes any sense at all. Like, it's the equivalent of 80%. We are way too slow here, but let's head down to the next floor anyway, because I'm a man who also likes to live dangerously, plus I have no other options. Then, Dingle has a greed-esque shot. We have 1.5 hearts, just keep that in mind. Has a greed-esque shot that, Moon, okay. Fires 3 bullets in kind of like a fanned-out pattern. Oh, it's too good. This is actually, like, exceptional luck. That is a little annoying, admittedly, but it's very early. It's telegraphed early, I should say. And additionally, the Haunt has the same thing, but it shoots 5 or 6 bullets with less of a telegraph, and it's harder to dodge, in my personal opinion, at least. So there's that. Then, that's basically it for Dingle. He makes, like, these little poops that fly around. So the Haunt beats Dingle on minions, because the ghosts are way more annoying than the little poops. The Haunt beats Dingle on, you know, the greed shot, and then the Haunt also has a brimstone laser. What's more annoying, the brimstone laser or the charge? The brimstone laser. I'm not trying to argue that the brimstone laser is undodgeable. I'm just saying it's more annoying than the charge, which is, if you're able to dodge the brimstone laser, you should be able to dodge that charge. It's just my hypothesis here. That's my total discussion there. That's the end of my hypothesis. I really can't fathom how you can think Dingle is harder than the Haunt. It blows my mind. And I've gotten a reputation as kind of like, oh, this guy is like a badass, you know, he doesn't think Dingle's that hard. But really, like, it's not that I'm just trying to be a jerk about it. It's more that, like, I think the other bosses don't get enough respect for being tricky, whereas Dingle is just like, as soon as you learn how to dodge his pattern and you learn his tell, it's easy. The Haunt, even after you learn it, there's still some unreliability, you know? Like, you can still take damage in the process. Even, like, Gertie Jr. is, like, a much harder version of Dingle because of the speed at which it charges, I think. Alright, Tears upgrade is fine. I really need... This is kind of what I was hoping for, actually, to be honest with you. And we'll take Krampus's head with us. Cats are going apeshit over the door here. This has been a very easy run thus far, but also a bit of a harrowing run from an HP standpoint. Tomo, it's okay, buddy. It's okay, Tomo. There were also some... Yes, and I'll also buy this. Okay, we have a pill. I always forget about the pill. People get very, very ornery about that. There's our secret room. And it's an eternal heart, which I think we can keep alive. I'm not going to go to our... maybe I will, because I just bought that spirit heart. But anyway, there was also another poll, which I thought was a little bit more interesting in kind of like a non-funny way, just in kind of an interesting way, which was like, what's your favorite character? And I figured Isaac would rank highest, or... Please don't tell me that took my eternal heart. That must have taken the spirit heart. Or I figured Azazel would rank up there. But the number 1 rank... Ooh, okay, another I Can See Forever pill, a Tears upgrade, and a Luck upgrade. Well, I Can See Forever is definitely better than the Moon. What do we have here? Bombs are key. Not that useful. Health upgrade. This has been very good. The Moon can be useful for teleporting out of a curse room, which is probably what I should have done with it. But the number 1 character, as ranked by the 100 people or so that took the survey, or at least the results that showed, was Judas, which I actually 100% agree with. I think Judas, with the buff to Book of Belial that makes you guaranteed to get a deal with the devil, is actually probably the most fun character in the game, because he gets powerful through deals with the devil, but is also, like, a little tense because you start with such little HP. It's not like a Maggie run where you know, you're never really at risk of dying, at least in the early game. The only reason you're... Well, let's put it this way. You're at risk of dying for fun ways. You're at risk of dying because every hit has a consequence, as opposed to being like, well, I don't have any damage and the enemies are going to grind me down. So I think the... Eden also ranked very highly, which I think is... Should pop that. Eden also ranked very highly, which I think is totally fair. Eden's a lot of fun, and I hope that we get more random Eden runs here, because it hasn't happened in a little while. I'm probably going to go to our curse room, but I'm going to wait just a little bit to see if we get a deal with the devil on this floor. I don't want to ruin our deal with the devil chances. I am going to try to get every single pill. Normally, I'm not much of an advocate of blowing up mushrooms, but in our current situation, I think we would have to be kind of stupid not to blow up mushrooms. We've got a lot of bombs, and we've got PhD, so we know that, not only do we know what our pills do, but we know that they're mostly going to be good. And I'll take Liberty Cap instead of Isaac's Fork as well. I'll take full health for now. It's probably, you know, it's definitely not the best use of full health, but it doesn't really matter that much. As scary as this run might look from, like, an HP standpoint, or indeed a speed standpoint, it's actually, like, pretty much sorted. I have a hard time imagining that we could actually lose on this run. We're going to have a very good crack at boss rush. I am going to sacrifice a Spirit Heart to get in here. Totally botched that. Only got 2 of the 4 fires. And then I thought maybe we could get 1 more as a result of that, but that's okay. I feel like this is pretty much a 1 run, not just because of Brimstone, but the PhD pickup. Pretty silly that the PhD was half price for us, but I'll live with it. I can be content with becoming overpowered like that if the game sees fit. We have enough keys as well. I mean, probably because we've had a bunch of luck upgrades. Abel shows up on every run and is trash, but that's okay, I believe. Oh, that's I Can See Forever. You know what? If we can get I Can See Forever every floor, I would be very happy about that. That would probably give us enough money to donate a lot. We don't want Broken Ankh. I have a feeling, it just feels like we're going to our boss rush room here. Not boss rush, sorry. It feels like we're going to our boss room right now. And I was right. I don't have... I feel like I'm like a Binding of Isaac shaman or something like that. And this might unintentionally, from like an ignorant perspective, come across as offensive here. Pentagram, that's awesome. What about this? Yeah, I'll take it. Sister Maggie, that is not worth it at all, but our HP is relatively fine, so I'm not too perturbed about it. Like, I feel like I don't really... Shaman is not really the right word that I'm trying to go for here. I feel like a Binding of Isaac astrologer. Like, I don't really have... Well, that's not true either. There's no... the main thing you need to know about me is if I can't make, like, a shitty metaphor that barely makes sense, then the point that I'm trying to make is not worth making. But basically what I'm trying to get at is I don't know in my head anything about the Binding of Isaac, but I know a lot in my heart. I think because I've played so much... yeah, Lemon Mishap, beautiful. I think because I've played so much, I'm pretty much just like... My subconscious brain is like, the boss room will be right over here, sir. And I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. How did I know that? And the answer is, you played a lot. You just don't think. But your brain's still absorbing information, even if you don't think that it is. Stupid, sexy brain. Stop doing all that weird, you know, mushy organ stuff. Now, not Mushy Oregon. I believe that's the song that Loretta Lynn did with Jack White in 2004. So we are at 1055 consumable-wise. That's extremely good. Did we find our... We didn't find our second secret room. Am I wrong to say that I don't really care about that? I think I'm just going to bounce to the next floor. Time's getting... Not... Oh, we did find our second secret room. It had Broken Ankh. Never mind. I don't need to make excuses, but the excuse I was going to make is that... you know, time's getting a little tight for getting to the boss rush room. It should be totally fine, but I like to have as much time as is possible, which is why I'm going to waste a bunch of it in this room right here. But we got Infamy as a result. Not really as stoked about getting Bob's Rotten Head, but there it is. Infamy by itself is worth fighting for, though. I like the way we got kind of Pageant Boy just set up here, where it's like hanging on one of our individual horns. It's like... You know, even if you and your wife give birth to an infant and then it comes out with these, like, enormous horns, at least you know that Chuck E. Cheese and Burger King are going to be accommodating on their birthday party, right? You know, they're going to be, well, yeah, don't worry, we've had this before. We'll just kind of set the paper crown up here on one of the horns, and who's the birthday boy? I am. Who's the demonic birthday? Who's the spawn of Satan? I am, Daddy. Okay, I can't keep doing that. I got to record a lot of videos today. That voice would do me in. Man. What an uncomfortable bit of imagery that is. Alright. Should have blown up more mushrooms, man. This run's going too fast. I feel like I'm only on, like, Caves 2, but we're on... Might even be Necropolis 1. It's Necropolis or the Depths. It doesn't really matter that much, because we're pretty much one-shotting every enemy. I'm not saying Brimstone... Oh, we should pop that. Yeah, I'm not saying Brimstone needs a nerf. All I'm saying is that if Brimstone got nerfed, I wouldn't be like, oh, what are you doing? I would be like, well, it is really good. Just gonna quickly check down here, see if I missed our second secret room, because that would feel dumb about it, but that's okay. We didn't. Probably use Krampus's head here. Well, that was kind of a waste, actually. Especially when we can just one-shot any given enemy anyway, apparently. Liberty Cap's such a weird trinket. Like, it's a good trinket, but it's very strange that just occasionally it's like, hey, here's the compass. I don't understand why it gives you the compass sometimes. Like, the way I understand Liberty Cap is that it gives you a random magic mushroom, or sorry, a random mushroom effect. What's the mushroom effect that gives you the compass, though? Am I just, like, seriously brain farting on it and not realizing what it is, or what's up with that? I have no idea. The wafer. You know what? This is one of those times where, yeah, there's some runs, like that Lost run, where people go, hey, trademark Northern Lion luck, what a lucky dog you are. And I go, hey, you know, what are you talking about, mate? Like, I did very well. And then there's runs like this one where people go, oh, trademark Northern Lion luck, look at this son of a bitch, always getting super lucky. And I go, well, you know, yeah, okay, you got me. This is pretty effing strong. I'll give you that. We might even hit 999 on this very run, which would then actually be kind of a bad thing because it would really put the pressure on me. No, thank you, sir. It would really put the pressure on me to get that Meat Boy achievement and Bandage Girl. Do you have to get both? Do you have to get both to level 4? You can tweet me with that information, and hopefully I'll be able to see it and it'll enter my brain. You know, when people talk about kids these days, you know, spending too much time on the computer, the brains don't work right, that's pretty much me. The #1 way for me to remember a piece of information is for it to be tweeted to me. How sad is that? The pinnacle of human society, man has accomplished more than anyone ever thought possible. But if I want to remember anything, you've got to tweet it to me in 140 characters or less. Sorry, that's just the way my neurotransmitters are set up. Anyway, this run should be super easy. Okay, now we got double haunt. And what's bullshit is that we're going to beat him so easily, or beat them so easily, that people are going to be like, yeah, the haunt's real annoying, Northern Lion. And I'm going to be like, this is a very fringe case, you know? You don't always or very often have as much damage as we've gotten. We've gotten a lot of very good damage here. There is no deal with the devil, which, to be honest with you, is kind of a nice change of pace. Unless I miss the deal with the devil, in which case, well, that gives people something to complain about on a run that is otherwise pretty... I'm not going to say it's immaculate because of my performance, but is pretty freaking good. One way or the other. Now, did I kill myself to... Okay, yeah, I did. Like, luckily we got Judas' shadow, otherwise this run would actually look very differently. I oftentimes kind of shit down? Well, I mean, I hope so. If you shit up, that's gonna go right back up your bunghole. But if I kind of look down on items like Judas' shadow or Lazarus' rags because you have to die to use them. But, you know, if we hadn't gotten Judas' shadow, we wouldn't have been able to pick up Brimstone. Then maybe instead of picking up deals with the devil for the rest of the run, we get deals with the angel. And, who knows where that puts us. It might even put us in a better place, although that's hard to believe. Very funny. We got Lazarus' rags. But, yeah, this could have easily been a lot different and a lot worse. We're not going to kill ourselves with Lazarus' rags. That would be... Or to get Lazarus' rags. That would be very silly, I think, at this point in our lives. Figured I'd just get a little bit more cash here. Why not? We're at 27. That's enough to put us over the top on the donation machine. Now, I don't have faith that we're going to be able to reach the limit on the... I was just waiting to hear if there was a laugh there, which there was. I don't think we're going to be able to reach the limit on the donation machine here because there will probably be either greed or the donation machine will break. Because we've already donated a decent amount of money. But I hope that it doesn't, because we could cross that off our bucket list. Could go to that mob trap room as well. If nothing else, at least I'm not Guppy. That is not a mob trap room either. It's a boss trap room. I'm not a mob trap room, I'm a boss trap room. Let me handle my boss trap broom. Seriously, I got all these brooms. They're all... I've stuffed them with straw and everything, and I don't know what to do with them. Okay. I have to admit, I'm an adult, married man. I have my own place. It's rented. You know, we don't own equity. Come on. That would be ridiculous. In the millennials? I don't know what I'm talking about. Whenever I don't know what I'm talking about, I just throw millennials at the back. Because they're, you know, millennials like me, we're really ruining this great nation, I think. It's absolutely true. I see all these articles. Isn't it remarkable how in print media, you know, a medium that a lot of people think is dying and only read by dinosaurs. There's all these articles about how the youth are lazy and ruining our nation. It's very strange how, like, well, I mean, they're good journalists. They wouldn't make that kind of stuff up just to, you know, contribute to their, like, pander to their readership that still pay $50 a year for magazine subscriptions. That would be ridiculous. I didn't even realize that we fought greed in there, by the way. That's how much I was kind of up my own asshole there. Anyway, we got Goathead. Guaranteed deals with the devil. Not that that's that important right now. And I'm not trying to shit talk the older generations. I'm just saying, you know, every generation thinks that there's quotes from like the Roman times where people were like, oh, the kids with their highfalutin fashions now, all they care about is superficial stuff. Like that's gonna be the end of Roman society. I mean, I guess eventually they were sort of right, although it wasn't, you know, when you read like the rise and fall of the Roman Empire, I don't believe that highfalutin youth fashion is one of the results that pops up as a source. I think it's more like, you know, overextension of the empire and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm just saying, you know, don't shit talk the. Oh, we got to get the scissors. That's a new item for us. Don't shit talk the younger generations, man. So I'm gonna use the scissors. My head just stays still, but my body is telling me yeah. I don't really know what this item is doing for me. Are you still there, Bloat? I have to get this for Platinum God anyway, so I figured it was worth a try. We did just unlock this fairly recently. You have to get 100 deaths. This is gonna sound a little cocky, but thank God we got the Lost, because I was sitting at like 50 deaths through 100 and something videos, so the Lost really helped me augment that a little bit. And I'm not saying that to brag, more so I'm glad that I got the Lost, so I didn't actually have to grind deaths over and over just to unlock one last item. I'm not gonna take the scissors with me because I have no idea what they actually do. Like, I get that they separate my body from my head. Am I missing something? Like, can I walk into enemies and not take damage as a result of this? It seems like it must be pretty good, or at least theoretically be pretty good if it's gonna be a 6-room charge. No, my body definitely still takes damage. Can I use like different keys to move my head or something? Like, am I missing out on something incredible about this item? I don't think I am. But at the same time, I can't necessarily confirm nor deny it. It seems like my head is not taking damage. Do enemies aggro at my head instead of my body? It's hard to tell. Oh, that was not very smart of me. Well, we're about to find out if enemies aggro at my head instead of my body. It seems like they're aggroing at my body. I don't know, man. I must be missing some kind of fringe use for this item. Because unlike Isaac's Heart, which I understand the thrill of Isaac's Heart, by the way, but unlike that item, this one, like, I can fathom there being uses for this that I'm just not picking up right now. Well, it was a very easy boss rush, and we got Mom's Wig as a result of it, which is also incredible. I don't really care about the other items. I'm not going to take the scissors with me. I'm going to take Head of Krampus just because I don't understand the scissors, and what I don't understand makes me perturbed. But this run's going to be over very, very shortly, I would have to guess. Because we're doing way too much damage, and we also have Mom's Wig now, and those spiders are going to do way more damage, and pretty much any enemy that tries to stand in our way is going to get pooped on. Let's move along. Whenever I think about, you know, those it doesn't happen all that much. It's such a weird topic to talk about. Whenever I think about those, like, articles, like, reading, not like Bloomberg, but some kind of similar publication, and they're like, why are this nation's youth so underemployed? And I'm like, well, you know, it's probably not so much to do with the youth, you know, maybe it's to do with the whole, you know, recession that happened in the past 8 years and nobody's really recovered from it. Anyway, I think about, like, the most stereotypical, like, trading places, you know, the Dan Aykroyd, like, Eddie Murphy movie. I think about the most stereotypical, like, rich old dudes in that being like, yeah, fuck the millennials, and then they're like, by the way, could you get Geek Squad over here to install my, you know, Laserdisc player, because, you know, fuck the millennials, but also technology is real scary. Anyway. And, you know, if that's the way the economy is supposed to work, right? If you can't install your own Laserdisc player, you gotta pay Geek Squad like $345. And if you think that's a good value, then it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, I guess. Let's get the hell out of here. Now, the luck upgrades are fine. Lemon Party, I don't even know when I'm going to use this because we are pretty much one-shotting like every enemy. You can tell that our luck stat is high because I'm actually being slowed down because like every single room is dropping a consumable for me. And I don't really care as long as they're spirit hearts. I'm a little bit tired of picking up, you know, single pennies at this point, but can't really complain too much, I guess. What boss dares to try to stop me? Is Mr. Fred? Anytime I do a lot of damage, I love to shit on Mr. Fred. Oh, this is good. 2 luck upgrades, 2 lemon parties, 1 balls of steel, and 1 health upgrade. That's quite excellent as far as items go from one room. PhD really is one of those items that, you know, with just the slightest bit of luck and you know, a trinket like safety cap helps out a lot. With just the slightest bit of luck can really basically win you the game. It is Mr. Fred. I don't know why Mr. Fred seems to show up like 80% of the games. Latchkey. Latchkey is more luck, more keys. I mean, I appreciate it because we might have golden chests or something that we want to open. I have to point out, by the way, as we open these chests, it's amazing. Wow, we can't even pick those up. It's amazing that on this run, we've had so many curse rooms, so many deals with the devil, and yet have not picked up a single Guppy item. I'm not going to use that as evidence to say, like, oh, see, like, Guppy doesn't show up all that much. You know, you guys are just paranoid about it. Because Guppy does, the transformation shows up very often. But, I can see forever. But, it's remarkable. I don't know how many times I've actually seen this happen. We're getting a deal with the devil almost every floor, and yet we have not seen a Guppy item. I think we have skipped a couple of curse rooms for, like, HP-related purposes, but still, that's pretty wild. I probably should pick that up, I guess, but again, you know, the sense of laziness is pretty strong. And of course, you might be saying, Northern Lion, you jinxed it. Now that you said there's no Guppy items, you're guaranteed to get a Guppy item. To which I reply, good. I would love to become Guppy on this run. You know, spiders and flies, oh my, oh my. I think we're probably better off with Balls of Steel than we are with Lemon Party because we have never really found an opportunity to use Lemon Party effectively here. Whereas Balls of Steel, you know, conceivably, we could at least get something done with it. Anytime we get hit, or if we get hit twice, we can just pop it down. I'm going to go ahead and say that this run is pretty likely to be a success story right now. It's just a little bit too strong for me to possibly think otherwise. And by a little bit too strong, I mean, we're pretty much killing every enemy in 1 tick of damage. Now, here's how strong we are. We have nerfed Krampus's head, you know, once every 6 rooms, and yet I still didn't even think twice about picking up AAA battery, which is one of my favorite trinkets in the game. Yeah, we might as well. Because we just don't need it. Like, I don't want to use Krampus's head any more often. The only reason I'm using Krampus's head on these boss fights, that's bombs are key again. The only reason I'm using Krampus's head on these boss fights is because it also fires my fully charged brimstone laser at the same time. We're actually, like, we're probably better off taking Book of Secrets. This is how fucked up our meta is because we got Brimstone. It seems like Book of Secrets is actual Brimstone plus high damage. It actually seems like Book of Secrets is better than Satanic Bible because we can actually get some use out of it. Very topsy-turvy world we live in here. Okay, well, I don't need 2 lemon party pills. That is, one of the things I know with certainty in this crazy mixed-up world. Let's go beat Mom's heart in 1 hit, shall we? Go buy a mama a house. Did I break Mom's heart? That was weird. That was very strange. We're gonna head up to the cathedral. A little bit weirded out by what's happening. That's okay. It happens. Red chests? Red chests, I'll give it a try. This might sound really, like, lazy, but I was like, man, I wish I didn't say red chests, because now if there's red chests in there, I actually have to go through with it. God dang it. Like, that's going to take me 45 seconds. We got a health upgrade that is probably actually worthless. But I wanted to go through with it because of the Guppy chance, but we don't... Like, the Guppy items just don't show up anymore. Which is fine. I mean, it's hard for me to really complain about not being able to become Guppy on a run like this. It's another luck upgrade. Again, I gotta keep in mind the luck upgrades are actually slowing me down here. They cause me to have to backtrack for consumables I wouldn't otherwise be waiting for. But we must have like 100% chance to have a consumable drop at the end of the room. We've had probably like 6 or 7 luck upgrades. I don't know. Oh, and plus we started as Cain, who has Luckfoot. I don't know if we lose those luck stats when we become Judas from Judas' Shadow. I assume that we actually do. I know, we're missing a bomb back there. I assume that we actually do because, you know, you lose Azazel's Brimstone if you respawn as, like, Lazarus from Lazarus's Rags on an Azazel run. Still, it doesn't matter. This is all just like, it's all academic, as they say. Which is to say, hey, you know, we're going out for burritos. Nobody cares whether a taco's better than a burrito, Northern Lion. How about we just enjoy our company and have burritos, you freaking nerdlinger? And I say, yeah, but did you ever consider that the burrito in steaming the tortilla is actually, like, not just a feat of culinary delight, but also one of mankind's greatest inventions from a structural engineering standpoint? This is why I don't get invited out any places anymore. No, well, no places that serve Mexican food anyway. Man, remember on the NLSS when chat tried to convince me that Tex-Mex was not a style of cuisine, but is actually a restaurant? There's a bunch of wild dudes and ladies in chat that day. Nick was one of them. Oh man, we actually had Taurus work for once. Nick trying to tell me Tex-Mex is a restaurant, not a style of cuisine. Don't even start that in chat, okay? You look up Tex-Mex and you look it up on Wikipedia. Don't change the sources, don't change the description on Wikipedia. I know you people. So this is great. Holy Mantle plus the wafer is ridiculous. Samson's Chains, Scorpio, Robo Baby 2.0. We're in, like, what can I say? What do you want me to say here? There's no danger. We're gonna win. If you don't want to hear me talk, you should turn off this video. Hey, if you don't want to hear me talk, you should probably just not watch any videos that I do in the first place, because I have a tendency to do that over the course of these videos. If you're watching this for high octane, you know, ridiculon, oh my god. If you're watching this for high octane, ridiculous, Binding of Isaac gameplay, well, here you are. If you're watching this to hear me talk, well, I'm gonna keep talking. I don't have anything to say, though, which is, it's never stopped me before. Wow, I'm liking these luck upgrades, I gotta admit. I like it, I love it, I want some more glove it. How about I like it, I love it, I want some more Lovitz? That could be like John Lovett's theme song, if he ever became a male stripper, which I think he's got the build for it. Our Brimstone Laser is now, oh my god. Unfortunately, we can't really get much use out of that, so we'll re-roll it. But I think this might be now approaching the best Brimstone Laser we've ever had. It is killing enemies in literally one hit always. Well, okay, that one was a little close. Seriously, we're getting a chest on every I should have picked up Satanic Bible, I guess. We're getting a chest on literally every single room. It's actually, like, almost as good as that run where I had the Jera rune. Clearly I remember picking on the boy. Seemed a harmless little rune. Doesn't really make any sense. You know what? I'm gonna reroll whatever comes up. Like, if it's an HP upgrade, what do I need a fucking HP upgrade for at this point, you know? We have a Holy Mantle, and the Wafer, and max HP, and the Balls of Steel Pill. You actually, like, could not make a safer run if you wanted to. I don't think piercing shots actually do anything for us in our current situation. Ooh, but we unleash the lion. I'm not really much of a singer, in case you couldn't tell. But I know all the words, because I played a lot of Rock Band. I really hope that Harmonix comes out with another Rock Band, man. I would be so into that, I would play the shit out of it. I know that's probably, like, not that helpful if you're, like, a game developer and you're like, man, one person comes up to you, man, I would play the shit out of Rock Band 3 if you came out with it, and then it comes out and it, you know, sells, or Rock Band 4, sorry, comes out and it sells terribly. They're like, but that one dude said that he was gonna play it, what happened? Changed my mind, motherfucker. Anyway, but still, I don't think I'm alone in that. I would be all over that. And streaming it on Twitch and never putting that content on YouTube, because it will get taken down in a second. Actually, probably on Twitch it would now as well. Let's finish this charade of a run. It is over. I don't think we need another luck upgrade. Blue Baby, surprisingly able to weather the storm here for 3 or 4 shots. That's going to do it. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the run. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.